Hey, how's it going, guys? It is Fox98 here. Welcome back to a brand new episode of our F1 2021 Road to Mercedes. If you guys end up enjoying today's video, drop it a like, subscribe if you're new around here as well. We'll get all those plugs straight out of the way. Now, if you haven't seen the first race, you might want to go watch it. First of all, you'll understand all of the rules and all of the objectives that we need to complete whilst we're driving for Williams in order to try and get promoted up the chain. Now, I will be showing how our progress through the objectives in terms of what we have and haven't done, maybe like once every few episodes, just so you're like keeping yourselves up to date with. So yeah. In the first race though, as you'll see from the standings in just a moment, oh yes, we are second in the championship with 18 points because we managed to get a podium. How? You might want to go watch the race to find out how we did it, but we're here now for the Spanish Grand Prix where pretty much realization's going to set in. So we're going to go straight into the race weekend itself and get onto the laptop and go through all the performance stuff. Right, having a look at the messages then here, we're actually going to have a full wet quali, which is going to be very, very interesting. Now, of course, for the time being, I said this in episode 1, but I'm going to firmly state in episode 2. For the time being, because of how busy I am, I'm only going to be doing 25% races. I just can't do 50% at the moment. It's just too difficult for me to do. So at the end of the day, it means that you guys get the series nonetheless, and I get to enjoy it, and I don't have to panic time-wise. So yeah, it's all good. Let's have a look then, though. Now, what I want to do is, I don't know how you do the practice programs without doing them, if that makes sense. So hopefully we can find that out. But let's have a quick look at the performance chart. You can see that we're... Okay, I thought I just skipped into like practice or something. R&D progress, you can see that we're actually bottom of the R&D tree heading into this race as upgrades have come in. You can see Haas have brought in massive upgrades, more than what we could have done. Mercedes have brought some. In fact, everyone's pretty much brought some. We have, but we had a few upgrades fail as well. But we've got 2 in development for Monaco, so it balances out in some respectives there. But yeah, that's pretty much where we're at. So we're going to get into practice now and yeah, go on with the flow. I've just found where the quick practice stuff is. Perfect. So I don't have to do it myself. That is genuinely sexifying. 70% success, 100% success for what? Oh, just like 40 seconds difference. 70% success, we can get that achieved. There we go, bish bash bosh with a cheeky little dosh. What we can do now. Oh, advanced, sorry. My bad. Oh, that's a difficult one. We could try it, but it would just waste time. I think we could do maybe... No, let's go back. We've done one of the track acclimatizations. Let's go into the race strategy, and we'll go with this one to try and... It's 70% again. I'd rather just... Yeah, there we go, nice. And then we'll move over into... We don't have enough time. We'll go with this to see if we can do it. We can probably do it twice. We failed it. Bollocks, I can't even do it again now. How does a 70% success rate practice program fail twice? Try again. Bollocks, mate. I didn't even have sufficient time to really do anything. I was 10 seconds shy on that. That sucks. I could try, I'll just do this. So the low percent. Watch this one work now, ready? It didn't even work, right, never mind. We'll just end it there. Right, qualifying time, and it's going to be wet for the entirety of quali, so obviously we will most likely just give it our best shot and see how we go, but we're going to rock onwards now, try and set a decent-ish lap in this Williams, and then go from there, pretty much. That's what we're going to do, so let's give it a crack. That's the best I could have done. It wasn't really brilliant. I made a mistake on that lap in a few areas of the circuit, actually. I don't know where it's going to put us, though. Probably very far down the order, if not last. We did improve by a good amount of time, but it just didn't feel like a nice lap at all. Really struggled in the wet then to get the car hooked up the way I wanted to. So it's P18 on the grid there. Could we have done enough to get through into Q2 with that lap? 0.4 of a second? I think if I'm being generous, I think we probably could have got P16 again. I think that's probably realistic. But we did outqualify George Russell, which is good for the objectives. Getting those Q3 appearances, though, I'm starting to figure out if I'm ever actually going to be able to do that or not.
The Spanish Grand Prix has been a permanent fixture on the Formula One calendar for over 30 years now, and for good reason. Do you remember Michael Schumacher's absolute dominance here in that rain-soaked Grand Prix in 1996? That day he took his first ever victory for Ferrari, and we've had many more iconic moments since. It's a sellout crowd of 140,000 here today as we await lights out for the 730-metre sprint down to turn 1 at this 2.9-mile racetrack. Overtaking is challenging through these 16 corners, but there's still a lot of high-speed excitement to be found, including the flat-out turn 3 and the terrifying blind right of turn 9. Anthony Davidson joins me once again in the commentary box, and it's fantastic to have you with us here today, but I'm curious, as a man with experience out on the track, how do you stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
But from the moment qualifying's over, you start to feel the adrenaline in your body build up and the buzz in your stomach as you anticipate the run down into turn 1. It's all a bit like going into battle, and the unknown situation makes you nervous. Those pre-race nerves are a good thing. The day you don't have them means that you don't care anymore. And of course, you have to make sure that all the procedures are second nature to you so that they're not taking up too much of your capacity.
Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Verstappen, Perez, Daniel Ricciardo and Leclerc, Norris, Sainz, Vettel and Lance Stroll, Gasly, Fernando Alonso, Yuki Tsunoda and Ocon, Raikkonen, Mick Schumacher, Antonio Giovinazzi and Thomas, Russell and Nikita Mazepin. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Okay, it is race day, everyone. We're here for the Spanish Grand Prix. I'm going to put 17.7 laps of fuel in. I don't really understand the fuel much in this game yet, so we'll rock with that and see how it goes. 5 red lights, though. It was a nice start, but I've been pushed onto the grass, which is not helpful. I'll try and lunge it a bit on the inside. It's as best as I'll get. The catastrophic understeer. Can I send it around the outside of turn 4? No, because the Giovinazzi's trying to mug me off and I'm not having it. Hook my car down the inside of Alonso. Ocon, sorry. Wrong Alpine. I might just send it. I'm going to send it. And I'm going to make it work. God, I'm a genius. What? Again, Jeff telling me there's an incident on track, but no safety car. I don't see an incident, that's my problem. Whoa! I did not need that. I really didn't need that. Weave on a straight. Do. Weave on a straight. Do. Weave on a straight. Yeah, I'm done weaving now. Ocon's making it 3 wide. You crazy bastard. Alright, we're safe. In P13. This is as high as we'll get, because now we won't have the pace anymore. Safety car, can we come out like now? Please, that'd be great. Hey Alonso, you like gonna pass me? Yes, he is. in this situation, if I was obviously like Bahrain, I'd be defending like mad. But there's no point in doing it here. There's just no need. I don't have the pace. Car feels fine, to be honest. It's not driving terribly. It's just plain slow. So, yeah, we're just trying to give it all we've got. We're just really struggling in high-speed corners. So we really, realistically, we need to work on front and rear downforce. And once we've applied the downforce, continue to decrease the weight of the chassis in order to give us better runs through the high-speed corners. The PU is absolutely fine at the moment, but that's what we need to focus on. Ocon again, I'm probably not going to fight. I'll fight the Alphas and the Haases and the Williams because they're like direct rivals. Okay, here comes Ocon. I thought I broke too late for that corner. Clearly I didn't. Okay, as you can see, Ocon in my slipstream now. I'm going to pull out of that again, he's coming down the inside. I just can't, yeah. There's just something about me where I'm like, no, I'm not fighting it. There's no point in fighting it. There isn't any point in fighting it. I'll still fight it. What have I got to lose, realistically? What, P14 in the race? Wow, I'm still not going to score any points anyway. I don't have the pace. Might as well have some fun with it, eh? In fact, they're really holding each other up now. But the thing is, that 2-second gap, you'll close that by the end of the lap, because they're that much quicker than we are. I think Ocon's taken damage, because he's now dropped behind Russell, and I have a really big gap because they've been fighting like mad. Either that or Ocon could have pitted. There's that to it as well. Lots of cars in the pit lane. I'm still carrying on. I've just set my personal best lap as well on this current lap. I've got a lot of pace. I'm quite happy with it. Hamilton's just rejoined in front of us. Remember when we beat him in Bahrain? Yeah. Shows you how much of a fluke that race really was, wasn't it? I'd be interested to see how much seconds per lap he is quicker than us. I'm not going to fight Norris in this situation. Complete waste of time to do so. I'm going to box at the end of this lap. It's actually Ricciardo I was next to. My bad. Norris is right behind me. George pits, which is obviously why I couldn't pit this lap. There we go. That's just a shame. So, it's a shame for Norris actually because he now has to sit behind me for a whole lap because, yeah, unlucky. Went onto the gravel a little bit then. There goes Norris. Just giving him a gentle tap then. No damage done, which is absolutely fine. Not really too concerned. We're not anywhere near points this time around. Oops, bit of slide there. Oh my god. Now the car feels awful. Let's get off these tyres. Let's get onto a fresh set of boots, I think. Front left's taking a beating. All in all, it's been an alright stint. We've sort of just been driving really. We've actually had more pace than Raikkonen, which has been quite competitive. There he is actually, on the map there, so we'll see where he comes out. Alonso rejoins way ahead of us. If their undercuts worked, they might actually be in front of us, you know. That'll be worrying. Answer to the question is no, they're not in front of us. We're still in front. Cool. I'm not as quick as Raikkonen on the medium tyres. He's catching me by a couple of tenths per lap, so there's definitely going to be a scrap between me and Kimi coming soon. Oh, Ocon's out of the race. Not sure what for, but would have been nice to have a safety car, wouldn't it? A bit too late for that now. Oh my fucking Christ, this car just feels like shit now in this stint. It feels absolutely terrible. I've got no pace, I've got no confidence in the corners, I've got no braking. There's a reason why this Williams stays at the back of the field every bloody time. Raikkonen's going to go for it around the outside into turn 1. going to take more than that to get around me. Just saying. Looks like Raikkonen behind's got some car issues because he was attacking us. In fact, he's pitted. Okay, so I wonder why he's done that then. Nevertheless, though, that pushes George Russell up a position. In fairness, despite Raikkonen being all over the back of us, in terms of pace with Russell, we've actually pulled away by around about a second in the past couple of laps. I think the gap roughly was around, I'd say, 4 seconds, 5 seconds by the time we came out of the pits. For our stop, that is. And it's up to about 7 seconds now, so we've been gradually pulling away from George in this race. So, and we've had a bit of scraps as well with Raikkonen and missing our chicanes, so probably, yeah, decent amount of pace. There we go then, final chicane. For the last time, realisation sets in. We weren't on the pace and we only finished in P14 for today's race. Yep, that's the true pace of the Williams car right there. We now had our ridiculously lucky and silly Bahrain Grand Prix. We've now been slapped with the biggest amount of reality we probably could have possibly got. Right, so here we are then for the race results. Bottas wins the Grand Prix ahead of Lewis Hamilton for a Mercedes 1-2 finish, with Hamilton getting the fastest lap. Verstappen in third ahead of Ricciardo and Norris. Vettel in sixth. Then it's Leclerc and Sainz. Stroll in ninth. Gasly, Tsunoda, Perez down in 12th place. What an awful race for him today. Alpine's Alonso in 13th. We got 14th place today. Russell in 15th ahead of, what have we got? Mazepin in 16th. Giovinazzi 17th. And then Mick 18th ahead of Raikkonen. And Ocon, the only driver to DNF. But as you can see, we were 58 seconds off the lead by the time the race ended. With miles away from things in the Drivers' Championship, we shoot down to 6th with Norris now 8 points clear of Verstappen, Bottas and Hamilton now on 25 and 23 points, Vettel on 23, then we're on 18, same with Ricciardo, Stroll on 12, Perez on 8 with Leclerc, Sainz on 4, Gasly with a point, same with Schumacher. Constructors' Championship, McLaren stay top ahead of Mercedes-Benz, who are 5 points behind. Red Bull and Aston Martin tied on points with each other. We're down to 5th in the championship ahead of Ferrari on 12 points. AlphaTauri and Haas just have the 1 point each. Right, so here we go then. We're here for the next stage of our piece. Yeah, it's just telling us about performance comparison. We're going to go back to the R&D now and continue to plough on the upgrades, basically. So we've unlocked a couple of things there. So we're going to go with one of these, actually, to try and help with the drag reduction, which will come for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, which is key. And then we're going to go back over to the chassis side of things, and yeah, some more pieces in there. We're going to try and do the central under tray, which we can do again for after the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. It looks like we're just so far down in those departments, so we're going to try and do those. And then, have we got a weekly resource that comes in? We do, for after Monaco, so we'll get that onto the car now. We've got a general wear durability upgrades coming in for free, so that's kind of nice, actually. I rate that. And we'll just skip ahead then to the Monaco Grand Prix. Shut your mouth. Stop talking to me. Alright, yes, whatever. We'll then go to the rear downforce, and then we'll apply this one, which, oh, bollocks, it'll come for after it. Never mind. Wow, you can't even rush it. Oh, it requires Spec 2 to rush upgrades. Never mind. We'll pop it onto the car nonetheless, though, and that's going to give us some more aerodynamic performance. But there we go, guys. That is it for the next episode of our F1 2021 Road to Mercedes. If you guys have enjoyed the video, drop it a like, subscribe if you're new around here as well, and I'll see you guys for the next race, which is the Monaco Grand Prix. But for now, I'm out. Take care all. Peace.